In just a few days, a new attraction will open at Legoland in Goshen. It's called the Minifigure Skyflyer. The theme party pods will allow visitors to soar in style across the park.
Our John Elliott at Legoland with more on the new ride and the park for today. What a way to spend the weekend, too. Hey, Johnny.
And plus, you guys know what they call me around the office, party pod. So first off, I just want to have some fun because we're at Legoland. I just have to tell you, I want to show you a little behind the scenes fun. It takes so many professionals to put this shot on. If my camera operator, photojournalist Greg Sutphin can zoom out, I just want to show you how dedicated our summer interns are. This is Izzy. Izzy is standing there just to make my hair look good. So she is keeping the sun off my hair. That's how committed we are to television excellence. And it's important to thank people. It's also important to get things right. I want to review a few things. What is Lego? What is Lego? We talk about Legoland. We're at Legoland, but Lego has a meaning, and we have to thank the Danish for that. Lego is Danish for legat, which means play well. Now, there is no plural for Lego. You say Lego bricks. They're bricks, and you can have more than one brick, but you never say Legos. You say Lego bricks. And speaking of Legoland, did you know Legoland, New York is the biggest of the 3 parks in the country at 150 acres, and it's growing. Now, more behind the scenes fun. From my camera here, I want to take you to Joe Triano's camera. Now, Joe is at another park. He's not that far away from us, but there's always something new here. We have the Drama Llama. Oh, look at that. This is part of Fortnite. I know. And then as Joe makes a little move here, he's right by Miniland, and Miniland is amazing. It is a mini land, 4 tiers of Legos that take you from Goshen to Seattle, and that sets us up for this new attraction. This attraction will ride high above Miniland, and you can see, I love this. See, those are the party pods. One thing about these party pods that I'm kind of getting my head wrapped around, there are 7 different ones, and there are 7 different stories. So we're going to show you kind of the lineup or the queue that gets the kids ready for the stories, but also keeps them engaged. Another important thing that we're really going to kind of sprinkle in all morning long is that queue, as it gets closer to the attraction, is in the shade, which is important on a hot day like this as well. I gotta tell you, Mary, there's so much to do here, and this new attraction that opens Monday is gonna help you and the people you love do it better. I wanna take you on a little tour. So I just love the colors. I love colors. So this again is the new microfigure Skyflyer. This will be where the kids line up. And then again, I want to point out, it's shady, which I love that. So what they're doing is, we're doing this dance party, and we will be prompted on what to do, and then all the kids, as they're dancing and creating energy here, it's reflected on the screen, and it actually charges these batteries over here. So it's great. I mean, it tells the story, and they literally, as we speak, I've got Vanessa, I've got Lauren, I've got all these folks with the park doing all this fine tuning because they've got to get everything synced up. But let me tell you something as a dad. As a dad, if you've got like a bunch of kids dancing here and giggling and having fun, the kid that you're waiting with is watching these kids put on a show. It's brilliant. And then, not for nothing, shh, don't tell anybody. As a dad, you're like tiring your kids out, which is horrible for me to say, but it's a good workout for the kids. So real quickly, you can see behind me the pods. Our friends at Legoland, they had a little bit of video that they were able to get to us, and I wanted to just show you that it just flies above Miniland, and it's a great way to see Miniland as these little pods take to the air. And one other real added benefit, this is about accessibility. They have with this ride, they can slow down the rate. So if someone's in a wheelchair, if someone is in any kind of apparatus that limits their mobility and would keep them from doing the big hills here in Goshen, they can slow it down. It's easy on and easy off. I want to go to our colleague big kid at heart, Joe Triano. He's right around the bend. We're going to talk about ways to stay cool inside and out. So there's if I were to make a left turn, you can go out there. There's the shop, but there's also Build-A-Brick, which I love Build-A-Brick. We'll take you in there as well. And then there are rides on the far end. And then Joe can't wait. Joe wants to go to Miniland, so we're going to send Joe to Miniland. Now, we talk about ways to stay cool. You can stay cool inside at Build and Test. You build with bricks, but they call it Build and Test because what the kids do is they get up close and personal with all of the bricks, and they get to build things. And then also they have some great rides here, and then you queue up in the shade, and then you're inside. Oh, that's a great ride because you actually turn into a Lego character. They also have, while you're in the park, these great misting stations. So again, when dew points are lower, they work great, but those misting stations are fantastic because what they do is they just provide the beautiful, just a mist, and that's as you walk through. The other thing I want to point out is, you got to remember, this is Orange County. We're at elevation. The elevation of the park is about 622 feet, which is amazing. And there's terrain in the park too. So you can see down here, we're actually going to go down in the park and show you some ways to get really wet. But we have our colleague, our buddy Joe Triano. He's down, you see it there in the middle of the screen, that's Miniland. He's right there at Miniland. Look at this. Oh, I love Joe. Look at this, Greg. Look at what Joe's shooting. He's in New York City. Somehow Joe took Chopper 2 and flew to New York City. Oh no, wait a minute. No, he didn't. Joe flew to Miniland, and that's what we call an extreme close-up. Oh, look at that. So they have all these tiers. Honestly, my favorite is Miniland because you have all these tiers. It starts with Goshen, and then you just go through the city. Oh, look at these, got the fountain. Way to go, Joe. So here's the deal. We are going to kind of show you ways to stay cool. And we've been talking all week about the heat and north and west. Now, I don't know, it's kind of hard to show. They have all these shade features here around the park. They also have these misters. Now, if we were to bring in Vanessa or Tony or Lonnie, we could all explain why these work. They work, well, while Fiona's getting a little excited about getting misted, they work better when there are lower dew points, so it's really important to pace yourself. If you are up for it, there are ways to get really wet here at Legoland, so bring your suit. So I was here yesterday, took a little tour of some of the real wet water features. Now there's this playground. Watch this thing. So they'll load that thing up with water, and then they just pour thousands of gallons of water on you. And then they have Rogue Riders. So Rogue Riders is fun. I mean, it's a race, but you're also getting a lot of splash. And if you want to splash, you can also go to Splash Battle, where you have a water cannon and everybody riding around has a water cannon, so you get wet. Now, obviously, the scientific thing we're talking about is evaporational cooling. That water on your skin, it hits drier air, you feel cool. But when dew points are high, you need to spend more time in the water, so it's great. I mean, if you're up to it, oh, the water playground. That water playground is great. I want to give you a heads up, though, Mom and Dad. That you have to sign in on the app because it's so popular. They have to monitor how many folks are there, so they cycle through at 20-minute times. So make sure if you're coming to the park, you check out the app so you can get into the water playground. Hey, another way is to maybe just think cool thoughts and go to California, which you can do too, because we sent, I don't know how he did it, our colleague, photojournalist Joe Triano, I believe is now in San Francisco. He has managed to leave us here in Goshen, and he left his heart in San Francisco, because you can do that too. I think that, oh, look at there. That's the Golden Gate Bridge. So obviously we're about 2 tiers above San Francisco. I think Hollywood's in the back. I just saw Griffith Park. This is what Mom and Dad and the grandparents love, but the kids are fascinated. All along Miniland, there are these things you can do to interact with. And Stephanie Johnson, who is the
Divisional Director, Legoland New York Resort. Welcome.
What? This is brand new. This is a new little area here, right?
This is a new little area. At Legoland New York, we're always striving to add more to our attractions so our guests have new content.
Well, you're also adding new attractions. Tell me about this new attraction, which I love, and the role it's going to play here at the park.
Yeah, so it's the minifigure Skyflyer. Our guests have been asking for easy ways to traverse the park. We're 7 themed lands, and they need ways to navigate. And so the minifigure Skyflyer is the answer to that.
Ooh, wait a minute, the number 7, aren't there like 7 storylines?
Ooh, you're right. So the gondola system, which is the minifigure Skyflyer, has 7 party pods. And these pods are meant to be an immersive experience. So this gondola takes you through the park. You get incredible views of Miniland, but you also get all of these immersive experiences when you're in the pod.
And you know what, the kids, the age group kids, they love this stuff. They love the stories and the characters.
Yes, so we're typically geared towards children or families with children 2 to 12. They love a storyline, and this gondola experience doesn't just, immerse you when you're on the pod, but when you're on the queue. So when you're on the queue, there's a whole dance party.
Right.
There's a minifigure dance that you have to learn.
Yeah.
Children can kind of show us their moves on this dance floor that creates energy, which actually helps power parts of the attraction.
And the way we were there this morning, it's like the other kids that are waiting, they're going to watch those kids put on a show. So I love that. Don't go anywhere. Hey, come on in here, Eric. By the way, you want a name? This is the guy you got to get your name, because Eric is a master model builder. Look, he did his own name. First off, and while we're here, this is amazing because we have our colleague, Joe Triano, is down in Las Vegas right now. So we can go to Las Vegas, and how many, I know this is a hard question, how many bricks are in Miniland?
So this is a question we get a lot, and throughout the park there's about 22 million Lego bricks throughout our park.
You put each and every one in there?
Every one of them all by myself.
You're a big liar.
Yeah,
You're just a big liar.
Team of people, hundreds of hours, thousands of hours, months.
Well, I will say this, one thing that real quickly, people don't understand. You are the biggest Legoland in the country, but you have clearly the most elevation. I love this ride and what this ride is going to mean for accessibility too. I'm just fascinated. I mean, obviously we're right here by this new attraction. Stephanie, when does this open?
So this is the minifigure Skyflyer. It opens at Legoland New York Resort on Monday,
What?
June 24th.
That's next Monday.
It is.
Are you
Only a
guys
few days
ready?
away. We're so excited.
This is like a dress rehearsal, right?
This is our technical rehearsal where our attractions team, our tech team gets to practice.
What's the deal on a world record you're trying to set?
Yeah, so on Monday, we're trying to do the world's largest disco dance party. We need over 700 people to come visit.
How are you going to do that? How are you going to?
Well, the first 2,500 guests can get a complimentary ticket to come enjoy the park for the day if they want to be a part of the party.
I believe that means free.
It does.
Yes. Okay, so I'm fascinated by that. Tim, my old buddy Tim, I've met you multiple times, right?
100 times.
So the park drops about 100 feet, and this is, how long is this ride?
So it's actually a minute and a half while you're on board. It goes about 7,500 feet on the actual cable.
So we have this video that you sent because it goes over Miniland, but Greg, I want to show, and you step here, you can actually slow the ride down, right?
Yes, so we're actually able to slow, we can stop, we have that so that everyone can ride it. So this ride is completely accessible. Guests with service animals, all mobility types, everyone's able to board directly because we can slow down, we can stop. That way we can meet guests where they need to be for the boarding process because the pods don't stop.
See, I think that obviously I love the characters, I love the colors, but I think this is so important because it's quite a hill. Yeah. Goshen is lovely. We get the draft here, but there's a lot of hills here. So I think this is brilliant. And it is hot. Cindy wants to know if I should get totally soaked. Talk about some of the outdoor wet things we can do. What's the playground?
Yeah, so the water playground opened last year. It's just a bunch of fun and splashing. There's a 318-gallon bucket that dumps every few minutes. You're sure to get cooled off, but of course, lots of fun and giggles along the way.
You know what was funny is you think like this is to keep kids cool. It was mom and dad. I saw mom and dad. Oh, and that's fun too. By the way, for that water playground, it's like a reservation system. How's it work?
Yep, reservation system. So it's 7 a.m. in the morning, get on the Legoland app, make sure you make your reservation for the day so you can figure out when you want to get cool. And if you want to enjoy other attractions, right, Lego Pirates has lots of water, so lots of ways to get wet. Families can squirt each other with their water cannons, have lots of fun, and cool down. That's most important.
Yeah, and I think that the reason I talk about that water playground is because the 20 minutes, that's like for safety and capacity, because it's got to be extremely popular.
It is an extremely popular attraction, and so we want to make sure as many guests can enjoy it as possible. And so Tim has done an incredible job in creating that reservation system. And parents usually like it, right?
Yeah.
20 minutes is just enough
Yeah.
time to cool down, relax, and then get back into the park.
This is like a changing park too, because when I was here last night, I saw a lot of grandparents. It was so fun. Like there's this whole grandparent thing going on here too. But thanks you guys for the invite. It's always fun to be up here. And right now I'm staying dry, and we'll send it back to you in the studio.